Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. It's Friday.
It is Friday, and that's always a good thing, isn't it?
Always.
I'm a big fan of Fridays.
I can't think of a time where it would be bad that it's Friday.
I don't know. Maybe if you had something awful you had to do on the weekend, then maybe that would stink. But this is a good weekend, and we're excited for it. Blind people could one day use their tongues to help them see. Scientists have developed a device which transfers visual cues from a video camera to the brain through electronic electrodes in your mouth. A map of the outside world is sent to a postage stamp-sized tongue display unit made up of 144 electrical things that stimulate the highly sensitive tongue.
That's freaking weird.
So I wonder if you have to open your mouth to see things.
Oh, that's weird.
The mayor of a Malaysia town wants to blow the whistle on litter bugs. Mayor Kazli Din is issuing whistles to officials in the Alor Star City. The idea is for authorities to pucker up and blow when they spot somebody tossing trash. The mayor wants litter bugs to be shamed. When they're caught, they would get faced with a fine of $85. So there you go. Going to blow the whistle on you.
Public shaming would I think would make a difference.
Yeah, probably. Coming up.
We saw somebody the other day throw a full garbage bag out of their window driving down the interstate.
It was like a pretty good sized bag too, and it's junk flying all over. I was like, "Who does that? Like, who would do that?" I don't know what in the world they were.
I said we should have turned them in, take their license plate, and call the cops.
I don't know how that works. Coming up, we got some special stuff to talk about. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, July the 8th. Today is Coca-Cola Day.
Love Coca-Cola.
I do too. We'll have to celebrate with a ice cold Pepsi. I mean Coca-Cola.
Rum and Coke.
Oh yeah, that would work too. Collector Car Appreciation Day today.
Okay.
Math 2.0 Day today.
Okay.
Scud Day. You know what that is?
What's a scud?
Savor the Comic, Unplug the Drama Day. Scud Day.
Okay.
It also is also Taos Pueblo Powwow Day.
I
And
was
it's
going to celebrate that.
Wayne Chicken Day. We've been to the Wayne America Chicken Show. Our daughter got to dance in a chicken costume at that. That's in Wayne, Nebraska, for those of you who don't know where that is. And it is pretty awesome. So at least that's how I remember it.
Awesome.
It is. I mean, they have a chicken show. I mean,
It is not awesome.
it is too. Coming up, we've got some fun things to share on this Friday, the 8th day of July.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A Diamond Lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Think of all the dumb reasons to get rid of your car. I think this next story might actually top it, though. I'm not a big fan of spiders, but I don't hate spiders. But there's a lady that got rid of a spider, or got rid of her car, rather, because when she got in her car, there was a spider in there.
Okay. She just sold it, you mean?
Yeah.
Or oh.
So
Well, that's all right. Hey, at least she sold it.
Michelle
At
Holloway.
least she didn't set it on fire.
That's
There's
true.
some people I know that would have that
Probably.
response.
Our daughter probably would. Michelle Holloway jumped in her car, and there was a spider inside there. And she freaked out. She said, "I don't regret selling the car at all." She said, "I couldn't keep it after a spider had come out. Imagine if it would have happened while I was driving. I would have crashed."
And who knows, it could have had laid some eggs in there, and then all of a sudden one day she's got 50 spiders coming out of her vent. That would
Driving
be
down,
awful.
A bunch of spiders sitting down
I don't
beside
blame
her.
her for selling it. I'd sell it.
I don't understand.
It'd be
It's
gone.
a Mazda 626. She sold it because she saw a spider in it. Now she rides the bus to work.
Oh, yeah, because there's not going to be any creepy crawlies on the bus.
Here's my question. What happens if you see a spider on the bus?
At least she's not operating the bus.
Yeah, that's true.
She can freak out without causing an
I
accident.
wonder if it was in the, when in the listing when she was selling the car. And why are you selling the car?
I saw a spider
in it. You just can't even imagine. All right. Thanks for listening. You know that's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs.
We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. If you plan on protesting something, first make sure your brain is not on drugs. A man accused of trying to burn down a post office to protest the war in Iraq and Afghanistan has been charged with attempted arson. A 45-year-old man was arrested in front of a post office holding a beer, a hammer, and a propane torch. Police found the front door smashed and saw a garbage can and its contents on fire inside the building. An officer dragged the can outside before flames spread to the structure. Police said the man claimed he was, quote, angry about the U.S. military involvement in Iraq and Afghanistan. No word on how he thought burning down a post office
Yeah,
was gonna
exactly. I don't
help
know what
with
that has to do with
I'm going
anything.
to show you a thing or two. I'm going to burn down a post office, and they're going to probably bring the troops home because
Oh
of
my
me.
gosh.
I don't think that's how it works. All right. Anyway, kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Don't believe everybody that calls you on the telephone, especially if they say it's for your own safety, that you should start breaking things around you. A telephone prankster posing as a sprinkler company it caused employees to have quite the bunch of havoc at an Arkansas Holiday Inn. He convinced an employee to set off the hotel's fire alarm and then said, now you need to smash a window, now you need to shut down the electricity, now you need to break the sprinkler heads. Holiday Inn employee Christina Bergman was at the front desk early in the morning when a male identified himself as an employee of the Grinnell Fire Sprinkler Service.
Oh, man.
He told them there was a problem with the fire sprinklers. She needed to pull the alarm to reset them. Bergman, aided by a guest from the hotel, subsequently followed the series of directions from the caller.
Oh my gosh.
And they caused $50,000 in damages
Oh my
to the hotel.
gosh.
Yeah. I would understand maybe the alarm. You could see him do that. But why would they smash windows? Now you need to shut down the electricity. Now you need to break off a sprinkler head. I mean, why would you keep following instructions?
Those inspections don't happen over the telephone.
No, and they don't happen in the middle of the night.
They come in.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've had that.
Wow.
All right. Coming up, we've got your Scoop of the Day. That's on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your Scoop of the Day. A Saudi bride was married for mere minutes when her new husband told her their marriage was over. Why was this happening, Heidi?
I have no idea.
His reason? New bride reportedly refused to get off her cell phone.
Oh.
A relative says that the newlyweds went to the hotel room that they had booked, but the bride ignored the groom when he tried to talk to her and get affectionate because she was still on her cell phone. So, moments later, he's like, "All right, marriage stinks, and this is over."
I can't say
So-
I blame him for that. That I think really sucks.
Why are you pointing at me?
You know how much time you spend on your phone.
Hang on a second. I'm replying.
It's like being married to a 16-year-old girl.
I got to
It's
reply to this one
ridiculous.
text, then I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
What were you saying over there?
It's ridiculous.
Brazilians first responders on Monday welcomed Rio de Janeiro's airport with a sign that said, "Police and firefighters don't get paid. Whoever comes to Rio de Janeiro will not be safe." How'd you like that?
Wow.
Yeah. So when you showed up at the airport, you're getting off the airplane, and that's what people were showing the signs there. Now, if you were a mugger, wouldn't you stand right next to them and just start mugging people one at a time? I don't know how that works, but a traffic tie-up on a New York City bridge was caused by an unexpected obstacle: a man and his horse. The man was seen riding a horse and leading another eastbound across the bridge. Again, this is in New York City. Officers issued 2 criminal court summonses to an 80-year-old Todd Mishler, one summons for trespass and the other for impeding traffic.
Aren't cops on horses all the time?
Yeah, but they're not walking down the middle of the road going slow, causing traffic jams. I do have a link to this story on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show, if you want to check that out. With wedding season in full swing, guests everywhere are asking the same question: how much money should I give the newlyweds? Though most guests will spend an average of $109 this year. Does that sound about right?
Holy cow.
Heidi is a bargain shopper. She'll spend $8. It'll just look like she spent $109. The average cost is nearly double that, $200.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there's people out there spending all kinds of dough for weddings. And with that kind of news, maybe we should get remarried. Let's renew our vows. I mean, hey, $200
I don't think anybody
per
spent
guest.
anywhere near that on us. Maybe it's just different in this part of the country.
That could be. Hey, what's the number one item to give a woman buyer's remorse?
I don't know.
Leather pants.
Oh, good Lord.
46% of the 2,000 women who bought leather pants said they never wore the leather pants they bought because they were, quote, afraid the pants made them look tacky and, quote, made them look like they were trying too hard.
Who buys leather pants?
I'm wearing
In
leather
order
pants
to
right
even
now.
get buyer's remorse. I didn't even know people still bought leather pants.
Hey, what do you call these? I got my leather pants on over here. I don't really have leather pants. You don't want to see me in leather pants. Most Americans think they have a healthy diet, but many of them need to eat their words. People are trying to eat right, but a lot more are getting it wrong, according to a Consumer Reports poll. A whopping 89.7% of those surveyed rated their own diets as, quote, somewhat healthy, or very healthy, said 31.5%, or extremely healthy, 5.6%, but a mere 28% said they limit sweets and sugar every day. 26% said they curb the fat consumption daily, according to a poll. When it comes to veggies, the poll found that almost the 5 most popular, those eaten at least once a week, are salads like lettuce, tomatoes, carrots, and potatoes, other than sweet potatoes, and then broccoli was on the list. I actually like broccoli. I didn't
like
think I would.
potatoes.
Oh, I know you like potatoes. And then it says the top 5 polls. What's the top 5 on the polls list of wallflower veggies? What is that?
I have no idea what wallflower veggies
I
are.
see. Those that responded said they very rarely or never eat are parsnips. We very rarely eat those. I don't even know what a parsnip is. Swiss chard? Can't think of the last time we had that.
Yeah.
Bok choy?
What are they even? They're making stuff up.
Turnips, rutabaga, and artichokes. Somehow none of those made it on the list of the popular ones. Those were the wallflower veggies. All right, that's going to do it for your Scoop of the Day. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at politicalstorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out politicalstorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. Politicalstorm.com. That's politicalstorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us today. We have Rachel Lehmann-Haupt, and she's the author of a book called In Her Own Sweet Time, Egg Freezing and the New Frontiers of Family. First of all, let's just say welcome to Rachel. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much.
Well, we're glad to have you on the program. Now, the book that you've written here, In Her Own Sweet Time, this is a book that really kind of talks about something that you personally have gone through, isn't it?
It does. The book is about, I noticed a trend when I was in my early 30s that none of my friends were married yet. Even though the median age of marriage in America is still around 27, many women are, delaying marriage and in putting their careers and educations ahead of marriage, particularly in major urban centers like New York, Chicago, LA, Boston, and therefore in those cities, the median age of marriage is really in the 30s, and even among the millennial generation, most millennials are now saying that they're not going to get married until their 30s, and most aren't going to have kids until their mid-30s, which, is putting women in a situation where, Mother Nature isn't exactly agreeing with this demographic shift in that, our fertility is still, starts to decline in our mid-30s. So, I noticed that there was something going on, that the shifts in women's lives were not, in sync with our biology. And so I started, interviewing women about the new choices they were making in light of these shifts.
Now, your story is inspiring a lot of other women out there. Why did you choose to freeze your eggs, and how did you come to this decision?
Well, I chose to freeze my eggs because, I ended a relationship with a man who was definitely not Mr. Right. He was very much Mr. Wrong when I was, in my mid-30s. And I knew that I really wanted to have children, and somebody told me about this great new technology, advanced reproductive technology called egg freezing, which is sort of, what I've decided now is like the pill of the millennial generation or the technology generation. It allows you to, freeze your eggs, put them on ice so your fertility is saved, and then turn on your fertility when you need it later down the line. So I figured, if I froze my eggs, I could, find time to find the right partner and then have a child, into my 40s if I needed to.
And egg freezing is a pretty big trend right now. You say it's becoming more and more common in younger women that are in the workforce. Why do you feel that is?
Well, it's because, women want to, are as I like to say, they're putting their economic power ahead of their procreative power. So many of their prime years for fertility, instead of using them to have babies, they're using them to get educated and to advance in their careers and get advanced degrees and become doctors and MBAs and because of that, we're generally having our babies later, and often that means that we're at a little bit of a higher risk for infertility. I mean, the CDC reports that now I think 1 in 8 couples is running into fertility problems today.
Oh.
So egg freezing really allows women to protect themselves from running into infertility problems down the road, because you literally freeze your eggs at a younger age, and then they are implanted later. They're not implanted; they're actually inseminated with your partner's sperm or with donor sperm, depending on what you use, and then implanted later on in order to have a baby, through artificial means, but at least you'll have a baby as opposed to running into infertility.
Again, our guest today, Rachel Lehmann-Haupt, is the author of In Her Own Sweet Time, Egg Freezing and the New Frontiers of the Family, and is one of the top experts in egg freezing and fertility these days, which, the interesting thing is, again, this is becoming more and more common. What are some of the benefits to freezing your eggs when you're younger? Are there benefits to people that, maybe they should all be kind of thinking of this?
Well, it brings up a lot of issues. Women's prime fertile years are in their mid to late 20s. Your fertility, once you hit 30, your fertility starts to decline. Once you hit 35, your fertility starts to decline. And, once you hit 40, most women really only have about a 5% chance every month to get pregnant. So if you know that the trajectory of your life and your career, you're not going to really be able to have a kid until you're 38 or 40. If you freeze your eggs when you're 28, and then you use them later, you're getting your prime fertility. You're freezing your eggs when they're the most healthy, and then you can use them later. I mean, your body is still 40, but your eggs are still 28.
Very cool. Now, you call yourself a DIY mom. Now, what does that mean? I understand do it yourself, but what does it mean to be a DIY
what
mom?
What that means is that many women are also not finding their husbands until later. I ended a relationship when I was 37. At 40, I was really ready to become a mom. All my friends were moms, and it was just my timeline was saying mom, 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 and I had not found my partner yet. And I knew that I had the rest of my life to find love. I mean, people find love throughout their lives, but I didn't have the rest of my life to have a biological child. So I went ahead and had a child on my own as a single mom by choice is the more common phrase that's used, but I invented the phrase DIY mom.
There you go. Now, there are people that are listening right now that are probably struggling with this, going, okay, I just don't know if this is the right thing for me. What kind of advice do you give a young lady that's listening right now? Maybe she's going to college. Maybe she's got a job that's a really good job and she hasn't found that special somebody. What kind of advice do you give them when they're struggling with making a decision to freeze their eggs?
Well, I think the first thing that they should do is go to my website, www.inherownSweetTime.com, where you can buy the book. The book will be really helpful in sort of seeing all the new choices. And that's why I wrote it, for women that are struggling with, the different routes that they can take in this new world. And there's plenty of information about egg freezing and DIY motherhood on the website. And it's a very personal decision. if you're going to freeze your eggs, many companies now are sort of leading the charge and starting to cover it on their health insurance plans. Not very many. I mean, many of the sort of, wealthy tech companies in the Bay Area where I live are like Facebook, Apple, and Google. But I think more and more places are going to follow suit. I mean, this year, the Pentagon announced that they are now covering egg freezing for everybody in the military. And then it also brings up the issue that, we need a president who is going to be very, very strong on family leave policy. Because, egg freezing is one end of the spectrum where, you can freeze your eggs to save your fertility. But on the other hand, women should be in a position, women and couples, families should be in a situation where they actually can have children younger if they want. And, the companies that they work for, provide family leave so they can, take the proper time off to be with their children, which is, all the research says that, you really need that bonding period in the beginning. And also, companies providing mothers flexible work hours. And, one thing that I definitely have noticed is that there's a little bit of like a kind of shaming and stigmatizing of single moms and even mothers in general in the workforce. And, you become more productive when you're a mother. You become more time efficient. You become, you start working harder. And I just think that the respect for working mothers needs to improve.
I agree completely. I would absolutely agree with that. And I remember being told one time, they said, if you want to get something done, give it to somebody busy. They'll get it done. There are people who are not busy that they'll not get it done. And that definitely is something that would describe a single mother or a mother of any kind. Busy definitely describes them because they got a lot of stuff that they get to deal with, and they get things done.
Yep, it's true. I mean, there's something about not having a lot of time makes you very efficient with your time. And, single moms are now 40% of children in America are being born to single moms. And this is a very important part of our workforce. And these women, are smart and they, want to make money because they want to support their children. And for companies and bosses to understand that, they have this real valuable type of person in their workforce is really important.
Rachel, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Let's make sure we tell people where they can find your book, In Her Own Sweet Time, Egg Freezing and the New Frontiers of Family. Where can we find it?
You can find it at www.inherownSweetTime.com. You can buy the book there. I also have a mailing list for a newsletter that I put out every couple months called The Art and Science of Family. And then you can also follow me on Twitter at R. Lehmann-Haupt.
Well, it's been a pleasure to chat with you. Thank you so much for taking the time. You have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Again, the book, In Her Own Sweet Time, Egg Freezing and the New Frontiers of Family. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Do you buy lottery tickets? Maybe you wait till the jackpot is big, then you buy one. I was like that too. Like my odds got better because the jackpot was more. Well, I think I found something that actually will give me a better chance to win. It's called Lotto-licious. I learned about this from Richard Lustig. He literally wrote the book on how to win the lottery, and he should know. He's a 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Richard plays and endorses Lotto-licious, and I just signed up too. I'd love it if you join Richard and I. You can play Powerball and Mega Millions without even going to the store. Sign up right now at RadioLottopool.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Over 30 million people in the U.S. suffer from dystemia. You know what that is?
I have no clue what that is.
I have that. It's the gap between your front teeth. Having a gap there, like David Letterman and Madonna.
Do you suffer from that?
I don't suffer. I don't mind it at all. It's actually kind of cool because you can spit water really far. Like squirt it out. And my gap between my front teeth isn't like David Letterman's gap or anything. It's not that much. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first couple to be shown in bed together on primetime TV was who? Do you know?
We talked about this.
Fred and Wilma Flintstone.
Okay.
Yeah, Fred and Wilma. First couple to be in bed together on primetime TV. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The youngest pope ever was 11 years old.
Really?
Yeah, 11 years old. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
Wait a second here. How would they know at 11 years old if he was really Pope material?
He was very...
He hasn't even reached puberty yet.
Sure, might have. You don't need to reach puberty to be the Pope, by the way. I don't know if those two things are necessary together.
People do naughty things when they reach puberty.
Wow.
How do they know he wasn't going to do naughty things when he reached
Because
puberty
at
and
that
screw
point,
up his whole
He was
Pope
the Pope
gig?
He was the Pope at that point. All right. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that?
The first novel ever written on a typewriter was what?
The first novel?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Tom Sawyer. There you go.
Ah.
Now you know. Thanks for listening to some fun facts on a Friday.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A Diamond lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Lots of people are saying that guns are dangerous and should be banned, but there's something that every single one of us use that is 9,000 times more dangerous than guns and kills more people than guns. You know what that is?
Baseball bats.
Now, listen here. Bad news, folks. You know how everybody's saying the guns should be banned because they're so dangerous? Guess what? We've learned about another product that's 9,000 times more dangerous than guns. And sadly, every single American uses this product at least once in their lifetime. And I can almost guarantee you have used this product at least once. And children are especially vulnerable because this product is more often than not used for the... What is this? Because they use this product more often than the average adult. Do you want to know what the product is? Are you sitting down? Are you ready? It's health care administered by a doctor.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right. Doctors are more deadly than guns. If you don't believe me, keep listening. We have 700,000 doctors in the United States. All total, doctors cause 120,000 accidental deaths per year. That equals 0.171 deaths per doctor. As for guns, there are 80 million gun owners in the United States. There are 1,500 deaths caused by guns, and that's for all age groups. That comes to, you ready for this? Instead of 0.171, it's 0.0000188 deaths per gun owner.
Yeah.
So there you go. What's more deadly than guns, according to this story in this article that was sent to me and I had to read it? Well, doctors. So here's the one thing I will tell you, though. It's good to know doctors if you're ever sick. So all the doctors I know, love you. I really do. We have a doctor that lives near us. We were doing our fireworks the other day. I was like, it's okay. We have a doctor nearby.
There's a doctor in the house.
I burned all the hair off my left leg. Is there anything you can do for me? Well, not anymore.
I love doctors and I love my guns. So
There you go. And you know what? I know a lot of doctors that love guns. So
I do too.
Gun-toting doctors, they believe in our Second Amendment as well.
Hey, this is Tim from Hope and Faith Machine Works. Are you having one of these days?
How in the world am I going to do that?
Or even,
If I could just have this, my life would be so much easier.
well, this kind of stuff is my specialty. At Hope and Faith Machine Works, we work with anyone who needs something built, fabricated, or just done right. We've done medical, industrial, PLC, and prototype designs. You can reach us at yourhopeourfaith.com. That's yourhopeourfaith.com.
Two things that mankind and most womankind as well have been looking for are ways to look younger and acquisitions of chocolate. Now, it looks like you can combine the two.
with healthy chocolate that
Yeah.
makes you look younger.
But have we talked about this one? I think this is a different one. Confectioner Adolf Anderson of Hamburg, Germany. None of this sounds familiar to me. Does any of this sound familiar to you?
Maybe it's because I read it online, but I know that I know this.
But of Adolf Anderson of Hamburg, Germany?
Yes.
Teamed up with an anti-aging clinic to develop the first line of anti-aging chocolates. He says Felice pralines are made with dark chocolate, mango, and soy milk, all filled with antioxidants and other ingredients that reportedly protect against free radicals, boost metabolism, and tighten your skin. A tester for the company said that 2 chocolates with a cup of tea at the end of the day makes you immediately feel 15 years younger. Well, with results like that, when can I start?
How much are they?
$10 billion each. No, it doesn't say. I have no clue. But it's Adolf Anderson, S-E-N, and they're from Hamburg, Germany. They're called Felice pralines. I'm going to have to try one of those.
We're going to have to look that up. We have to order some.
Yeah, sounds delicious. And
I like tea, and I like chocolate.
I do too, and I like you. And if we could have chocolate and tea and feel younger together, how awesome would that be?
That would be amazing.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're looking to get ahead at work, you're supposed to spend a little more time at the water cooler. It says here, if you're drinking water at the water cooler, not talking at the water cooler, it's going to be good for you. According to research conducted by the Innoware Water Company, so they kind of have an inside scoop on this, don't they? Isn't it in their best interest to
I would
tell you to
assume,
drink more water?
yeah.
They say 38% of folks claim they feel more productive after drinking water on the job. Plus, they say it will help you digest food better, which makes workers feel less groggy after lunch.
I actually agree with this, and I don't drink anywhere near enough water like I should. But when I do, I feel so much better.
I just took a drink of water while you were talking, and I do feel better. This is good. You know what? I just got to say thank you, by the way, to Terry. She gave us some awesome glasses.
She did. Some Muppets glasses.
And yeah, she knows that Heidi's a huge Muppets fan, and we've got some really... I feel like I'm 7 years old again.
I love them.
I'm going to sit it over there so I don't break it. They're very, very cool. Anyway, if you have time today, stop by the water cooler and have a little bit of water. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at politicalstorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out politicalstorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. Politicalstorm.com. That's politicalstorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Hey, if you want to live longer, I've got a tip for you, Heidi.
Okay.
Stop bathing.
Oh, no.
This is from Stockholm University. They reveal people who want to live longer may want to rethink how often they bathe. The study shows that warm bath water strips the body of essential germ-fighting oils, and that shortens your life expectancy. Researchers say when you bathe for social reasons, take a quick shower in cool water. So what does that mean when you bathe for social reasons?
I mean, if you're bathing because you want other people to think you smell good, don't take a hot shower. Take a nice cool shower because it's better for your skin.
Like your shower, so hot it peels off skin.
So hot that when I come out, my skin is just bright red.
I'm not a fan of this.
I love it.
We're married, by the way. That's how I know how she likes her shower. I like my shower a little cooler than that. I mean,
I know.
I don't want it to be cold.
And you're always like, let's take a shower together. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm not getting in that freezing cold water.
Yeah, it's not freezing cold.
It is freezing cold.
No, it's not. It's lukewarm. I don't like hot coffee either.
I love hot coffee.
I like lukewarm
I like
coffee.
my coffee the temperature of the surface of the sun.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had a sip of your coffee before. Burned off the taste buds. I couldn't taste anything for a week. I was talking to people like this. What's wrong? Had some of Heidi's coffee. Why is your tongue all wrapped in a bandage? Yeah, my tongue on the coffee. Yeah, I don't like it that hot. And they're saying that hot baths, and I'm assuming hot showers, are not so good for you. So it sounds to me like I'm on the inside track on this one.
No, that means you'll live longer than me.
There you go. Well,
that's all right. I'm about done with this miserable planet anyway.
No, you're not. I'm sure going to miss you, Heidi. Got some awesome good news coming your way. An awesome story that I found online. And I owe you one because I've had a couple of lousy ones the last few days. So really good story to share in a bit. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and boy, do I have some good news today. And I'll be the first to admit, the good news the last few days hasn't been all that good.
Okay.
It's been kind of lousy, hasn't it?
A little, yeah.
I've been searching, trying to find some good stuff. Well, this was sent to me, so thank you so much for letting me know about this. If you ever have good news you want to share, if you have anything you want to share, send it over to me. It's really simple. Me at johnandheidishow.com. It'll come right to me. So anyway, this was sent over, and this is a fascinating story. A mid-air medical emergency took a plane full of passengers by surprise when one man collapsed of an apparent heart attack. So far, this doesn't sound like good news. But the surprises were just the beginning. When passengers and crew rushed to help, guess who was there among the people helping out? Former NFL quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner Tim Tebow.
Okay.
Yeah. Fellow passengers say Tebow moved toward the unconscious man and his family. Then he led a group of passengers in prayer. Medical workers met the flight at the gate when it landed and at its destination in Phoenix. The man survived. You can read the entire story on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. So the guy's fine. How cool would that be? You know, you had an issue on an airplane. This guy passed out, and Tim Tebow, the guy who's known for, kneeling down and praying during the NFL games, and people were doing the Tebow moves all the time, he's there praying for you on the airplane. How cool is that?
Was anybody helping this man?
Yes, they were helping the man.
Or were they all just praying?
They were doing that too. Yes, they helped the man. Did you hear this? The man survived.
Yeah, I know he survived, but were they all just standing around gawking at him, and
Like,
or
hey.
was anybody laying on some hands?
Can you sign this for me, Tim? You sign this corpse for me? We had a good story.
When you said Tim was there, I was like, "Oh, good, that's awesome." He gave the man CPR or something, and
No. Oh, Heidi. Once again, you take my good news story. And I feel like I'm back to where I was the other day.
prayer is a powerful thing,
Yes.
obviously, but when somebody's laying in an aisle on an airplane,
He's all good
you
now.
expect somebody's like,
They were doing their thing.
grab the defibrillator or something. I don't know.
All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm going to let you find a good news story from now on. It's all up to you. We'll see what you have for us. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.